Good evening. There, I've got my one in, one out. There's number 2 in. Oh, this one must be staying. So what's happening tonight? Or is it morning there? Hey, Monroe. How you doing this evening? Hey, Josh. Need to get the camera and set it off over here to the side somewhere. Get the reflection off my glasses. Only thing is the other camera I've got's hardwired. So if I have to move this, it moves that. You're doing a silent live tonight? Do you ever get many views or watch hours out of it? I tried one a while back, did it for, I don't remember, 8 hours and something. And I didn't get but I think an hour and a half, whatever, watch hours out of it. I had, I think, 53 views, but it didn't come up to, like I say, about an hour and a half of watch hours. But you guys showed up, so that means the notifications must going out, but apparently didn't go out to everybody. I didn't see any other lives going on to speak of. Yeah, mine a lot of times. Mine did. I know what you just said there, Josh. But mine did that too. I got more views for the silent one, but it was 8 hours than what I get on these. But it didn't give me any watch hours. So to that, I figured kind of, made it wasn't feasible, what worthwhile to do. I got that in your first time around. I knew what you meant. Muggy here tonight. It's only 74 degrees, but it's 89% humidity. If they watch for 15 minutes, you get a full hour. How do you do that? I thought it only gave you the quarter hour. Hmm. But none of my videos are that long. My live streams are. I've got some of them, 2 and 3 hours, but my videos are usually 3 minutes or less. I think I got a couple of them that I got carried away on and made them longer, but I say go for it, Monroe. Because a lot of people are going to want to come do it. One, to see her, and anything you do in the Philippines, people are going to want to watch. They're going to want to see what you're doing, where you've been, what you think of it, and whatever. There's so many people right now that want to go to the Philippines, but most of them don't know much about it. And this is one of the main places they learn. Mike Cason that used to do the what was his, not My Philippine Dreams. Shoot, I can't think of the name of his channel now. His former girlfriend is still using the channel, and she's still doing live streams and stuff on it too. But he did videos pretty near every day out traveling around on his motorbike, the different places he went to and the things he did and whatnot. And he always had a big following. Then toward the end, he started doing live streams, him and her. It's harder to do a live stream and sitting in front of the camera just talking to the computer than it is to be out doing something where you're doing a video showing something, then you can talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of them there do a silent live overnight and just has the camera looking at a fishbowl or something. She watched the fish swim around circles all night. I've seen a couple others that have done live streams that way where I don't remember if they did them at night though, or if it's just during the daytime, where it was silent that way. The camera just sitting there looking out the window at the snow or whatever. And for the people who've never seen snow, they like to see that. Yeah, but I don't have any rats or mice in my house. That's one advantage of having a cat. You don't have that problem. But I don't have that problem even before I got the cat. One of my neighbors has mentioned to me different times here that he'd like to have a cat because he's got a bad rat problem. Well, a lot of his problem is because they don't keep the place clean. the kids, drop food and stuff from wherever they sit and eat it at, and it's left there. Well, yeah, I'd like to have a way to get some views, but I think the best way to do that I found with some of mine is, I mean, people that like the cats and stuff, those draw views, and the others, just getting them out in the neighborhood where I've done, like with the sandhill cranes, or I walked down here to the lake, stuff like that. Those drew views. The live streams, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Just depends on what day of the week it is, what time it is, and if there's other live streams going on at the same time that people might already be at instead of being here. It's just touch and go with them. You can't tell I'm trying to type and I'm still using two keyboards. A nuisance. I need to order me another one for this laptop so I can get it replaced, and I won't have to keep using my second keyboard. Yeah, the thing I don't like about the shorts, they used to be, they would follow in line with your regular videos, and you can go in and make a comment on them and such. But now, if you click on one, it takes you to a different panel, and it's just short after short after short. You can either like it, dislike it, whatever, but you can't comment unless I'm looking at it wrong, and I don't like that. Well, right now, one of them's laying here on my leg. She just crawled up on the. So I'm sitting in the recliner, so I got my feet up, and she just crawled up on the bottom of it here. She's laying across my leg. She just flops up there, humped over my leg, and then goes to sleep. To me, it looks like she's so uncomfortable. And after a while, my leg gets sore from it. I was at somebody else's live a while back. I don't remember who it was. I'm sub to them, but I just don't get to everybody all the time because I've got too many. But they were doing a live, and their daughter has a python, And then the little one, a little girl came in and she had it wrapped around her neck, sitting there on the front of the camera. Yeah, and with TikTok, I've heard a lot of people talking about that they're getting more views and stuff there than what they do on YouTube. And a lot of the TikTok people are bringing their TikTok videos over and posting them on YouTube. Ruby there, her channel's Rubylicious. A lot of her videos are TikTok. But she gets a lot of views on them. She gets more views on them on TikTok, but she gets a lot of views on YouTube. I don't know what you're talking about, Monroe. Who were the two people in the background? Yeah, I've seen that. She's just started posting a bunch of those. Some of them are good, others I don't care for. But I mean, that's not just hers. It's a lot of people. Some of the TikToks I don't care for. Just depends on what they do. Hey, Rena. You turned his name around, Marina. Hey, Jonah. How are you feeling this morning? Oh, no. If you have a pet, and you take care of them, you can do that and they don't choke you. I used to have some myself. And a lot of that stuff, as far as them choking people or whatever, that's more talk than the actuality. I used to get in trouble with mine once in a while when I lived up north and I had a small python because I would put it on my neck that way, then walk downtown. And then later, the village cop would show up and say people were complaining they were scared of it. So they didn't want me walking downtown with a snake around my neck. I thought you might have been, but you never say nothing, so I'm never sure if you're here or not. So I don't know. Right now I don't know whether you're feeling any better or if you're still on the downside. Hey, Ken. Oh, we got Ken and Rena here. Where's Mike and Marine? Yeah, I was over on yours a little bit ago there, Josh. but it's hard to go and do something on that one if I'm on cam here. I don't know where IJ is, but it's only 8:55, so it'd be 7:55 for her. And her and Lola don't eat too early any night, so they may be just now having dinner or something too. It always surprised me that the old lady eats so late every night. But you live alone like I do too. I mean, I have no set schedule of when I have to eat. Yeah, but Canrina didn't tell you where she went shopping at the market. She was in looking at Rolex watches and stuff like that. She stopped at Western Union on the way by and just told the guy to be on standby. Why didn't she eat him, Rena? Hey, JB. Yeah, I can't see buying something if you're not going to eat it. Especially something like that costs quite a bit. JB, I got another pineapple today. See if I can plant the top on this one and not kill it. Last time you said I planted it too deep. Monroe, what date are you leaving to go over there? Well, I just may have to get with you again, JB, and get more instructions on how to do it. Because last time you said I planted it too deep. I've never planted them before, so it was an experiment for me. Hey, Mike. You're leaving the same day as Ken and Mike are leaving. Yeah, well, that's what you said last time. You're just going to have to show me a picture or something, what you call too deep or not too deep, so I know what I'm doing. Monroe, what airline are you flying with? Well, it It should be sometime soon because I need to go ahead and get it, caught and put in the refrigerator so it doesn't sit on the counter and spoil on me. Oh, you're leaving the 18th to get there the 19th. Okay. Ken and Mike are leaving the 19th to get there the 20th. Okay, JB's got a premiere. I never had notification about that either. Well, the airline they're flying with is a Japanese airline. So they must be running better pricing right now than some of the others. Well, yes and no. I mean, sometimes one of the other airlines will take part of the flight under the name of whichever one you were flying. They all kind of mingle in together a little bit. And see, when I was going before, which it's been quite a while since I've been to the Philippines, I was flying on Northwest Airlines, which is now Delta. I've still presently got, I think, 133,000 frequent flyer miles with them. Someday I'll have to take another trip so I can use them. Okay, yeah. Well, that's why I say it depends on your flight and stuff. Your flight may all be booked as American Airlines, but part of it will be covered by Japan Airlines or vice versa. And the same thing with Delta or any of the rest of them. Now, when you say you're taking them for Christmas, you're going back again in Christmas, or are you planning to stay there until Christmas? Okay, you're going back in Christmas. And see, it'd be hard for me to book a flight that would go with you because I'd be flying out of Orlando. And where does your flight go from North Carolina? Where's your next stop at? Because if I leave here in Orlando, it either goes, like if I fly with Delta, it either goes to Detroit or St. Paul, Minneapolis. The one in Detroit then goes to Nagoya, Japan. The one in St. Paul, Minneapolis goes to Tokyo, Japan. And then both of them go on to Manila. Yeah, Mike, I'm going to take and fly over and stay with you guys. That way I can show Rena how to work the humidifier. Yeah, see, you're going a totally different flight pattern than I go, so we wouldn't even meet up until we hit Manila. And then it would just vary depending on timing. But why don't you guys just take the day before Christmas and book a flight to the North Pole and then fly with Santa over to the Philippines for Christmas? You could ride in his sleigh. Out on the balcony. Or on the back fire escape. Mike, are you back home or are you still on the road? I see on here yesterday they were talking about, and I didn't catch whereabouts other than Texas, that they just had a tornado out there. But Texas is big enough they could have one and be far enough away you never even know what happened. Okay. You could just jog on a little farther east there and stop in to see Monroe. Most people don't. It's just I heard it, articles that popped up here on the internet, so how I saw it. Our local news here don't give anything about elsewhere. But if we have something happen around here, they'll show that same news clip for 2 weeks. That's one of the things I've always been disappointed with the news here in Florida since I've been here. But they never give any news for anything that happens in the Philippines. Hey, Deborah. But when I lived in New York, we used to see stuff on the news that happened all around the country. But yet, when one of the space shuttles or something went up, it never made the news up in New York. It's kind of like that part wasn't important. Let's see, 9/11. Everybody run over to Deborah's and have breakfast. You go over there and have breakfast with her, then come back in a couple hours and you'd have lunch with Rena, because she usually fixes that around 11. We can just jump place to place and keep eating all day. You can usually always find a Filipina somewhere cooking. Well, that ought to go over good. Your dogs and my cats. Kids across the road have a little what is it? Chihuahua or something like that, little small dog. And it come running out in the road here a while back there. One of my cats was laying out in the road and it ran out there and jumped on my cat. My cat just turned and tore that dog up and went running back down the road yelping. Well, for those of you that didn't see my other videos the last couple of days, I've got 5 more kitties now. And I'm wondering if Jill's sister there, Sammy, if she's had kitties. I told my neighbor Sissy there about it today because there are lots right behind me that my first videos there showed where they were clearing them. He's poured some concrete columns out there that just set up so high off the ground. He puts his lumber. He does concrete work, so all of his lumber stuff he uses for forms and whatnot. He brings and lays across them so it's off the ground. And Sammy or Jill's sister Sammy has been hanging around that pile a lot lately. And I told Sissy about it today that I don't know. I thought before she was just hanging around because she's on top of it, around it, whatever, getting lizards. But she was out there this morning, the first thing when I went out even. So I don't know whether she went underneath of it maybe and had kittens. I didn't know she was pregnant yet, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't need more. I need to order more cat food again already. I'm down to a little over half a bag right now. And I just got food around, I don't know, the 7th or something of this month. I average somewhere around $60 a month on food and stuff for the cats. Well, I honestly don't know because I've never sat down and figured out how much I use in a week or whatever. I just when I order it, I don't even look to see when I've done it last order. But I was looking the other day and this happened to be that I'm usually ordering somewhere in the first week of every month, and I usually order depending on what they have the better price on because I always go by price per pound. I either get 3 20-pound bags or 3 28-pound bags when I order it. Last time I got 3 28-pound bags. No, 320s. Yeah, I got 3 20-pound bags. And I'm already down to, like I said, a little over half a bag right now. But the price fluctuates all the time. Which one's cheaper? Same thing with the kitty litter for Fluffy that's in the house. She's the only one in the house I don't want to buy litter for. But sometimes a 40-pound bag is cheaper per pound than a 20-pound. But the last time I bought it, the 20-pound bags were cheaper. I have to order twice as many bags to get 20-pounders, but per pound, I do whatever it takes to save money. I order over $49 worth I get it from that chewy.com, ordering it online. And if I get more than $49 at a time, it's free shipping. But if I got it around the 7th and today's the 23rd, that's only 16 days that I've gone through probably 45 pounds of food. They eat more than I do. And I'm the one putting weight on. Do you buy yours at the local store somewhere, or do you order it online like that? No, that's all it is, Mike, is iced tea. I go through a lot of iced tea every day, though. And when I buy new tea bags to make it with, I buy them in a box of 100 at a time. I use 10 for a gallon of tea. Should I pour it on my hands to wash my hands like Rena does? Except I don't have nothing to pour it in and be pouring it all over the keyboard. I even buy This is for fleas for cats, but I buy that through Chewy also. That box there's 6 doses. I use 1 a month. But at the vet, they're $17 per dose, or through Chewy, they're only $11. So I'm saying saving $6 per dose, or $36 for that box, over the vet price. Not everything is cheaper through Chewy, but you just kind of have to have an idea what you pay for the other stuff at Walmart or wherever you get it, and then price shop. Now my kitty litter, what I give for it, I pay a little bit more per pound, not very much, than what I used to when I was buying kitty litter at Save a Lot. But the kitty litter I buy, I like it better. It's more dust free than the other was. The other, every time I go to pour it in the litter box or whatever, it always put up a little dust cloud and stuff, and her going in there and digging in it stirred up dust. I just like this other better. So paying a little bit extra for it, to me, is worth it. What I used to get from Save a Lot was in a 25-pound bag, and I most only get a 40-pound from Chewy because price per pound is less than the 20. And one of the other things that I'm cheap on, I've told one of my neighbors, well, I've told a couple different neighbors about it, that have animal stuff, but they still don't do it. I haven't bought trash bags in over 30 years. I use my feed bags and the litter bags and stuff like that for trash bags. What do you mean, how much a week, Raina? On the cat food? Well, I just said I went through about 45 pounds in, 16 days. So just over 2 weeks. So that's around 22 pounds a week. So that'd be 10 kilos of food a week. Josh is doing a live right now too. He keeps jumping back and forth to here. And JB Blogs left here a little bit ago. She's doing a premiere, so that should be over shortly. Yeah, JB's premiere started 23 minutes ago, so it's probably over by now. Penis Habit is live right now. And Sweet Skate started an hour ago too, so she's probably still live. Now, one of the things that I've heard, I mean, a lot of people will turn around and stay on and go to different channels to stay on the lives or whatever in the background for multiple lives at the same time. Now, I had heard before that YouTube only gives one channel the credit for the watch hours of you being there. They don't all get it. I'm not sure on the factuality behind that. Same thing like if you're doing a live yourself and you go to somebody else's live, that they don't get watch hours from you being there if you're live on your own. But I don't know that for fact. It's just what I've heard. Now the view that Josh has right now on his live, I remember before when I was on one of his lives like that, all of that was covered with snow. Tonight it's not. So somewhere in the world must be that summer's coming. The 7th of next month, Mike, I have to go back and do my DOT medical. That's due again. I think it actually runs out the end of this month, but I'm not getting to see the doctor until the 7th. So they'll turn around and send me a letter stating that my DOT medical's expired. And then when I get it, then I'll just take a copy of it in DMV and let them, or the driver's license place, and let them put it in the computer. That's one of those things that a couple of years ago they had changed and said that the medical personnel was supposed to enter that in the computer, but I don't think it ever got followed through on. Yeah, it is. It's just a nuisance. The same thing that they said we weren't required to carry our DOT medical card with us anymore. It's supposed to be in the computer. And then they come back and say, well, maybe you better carry it just in case. So is that just in case it didn't get put in the computer, or just in case DOT don't know how to look it up? It's not really a big deal to go do it, but just like you say, it's a pain in the butt to have to go do it. Same thing if you get popped for one of them random drug tests. Not a big thing to go do it, but just a pain in the butt to have to. Says I got 4 people in here, but everybody got quiet. Nobody talks to me. I run out of things to say. I can let everybody in the North Country know how nice it is. It's still 74 degrees here at 9:30 at night. Well, looks like everybody's drifted off on me. Guess maybe I'll end this then. Maybe they're over checking out the other lives I told you that was on. Well, thank you all for coming in this evening. Enjoyed talking with you all. And I'll catch you on the next one or on yours one. Y'all have a good night or a good day, depending on where you're at. Catch you all later.